Welcome to week 2, and this week's trick is going to be about turning. So it's a more dynamic trick, and again it's a foundation trick that we build on in a whole range of other behaviours and other tricks. So it's one of the starter behaviours. But even if you've got good turning skills, then there'll be extensions so that we can push those skills. I also want to talk today about clicker training and how to actually set that up for those of you who don't. So if you've got a clicker, that's great, but if you haven't, that's fine too, because handling a clicker, plus your treats, plus your dog, plus the mechanics of the trick can be complicated, so you can use a word instead. The key thing is to charge your clicker or your click word, and the way we charge is that whenever we use that word, we give a treat. So the idea would be to set up maybe a handful of 40, 50 treats, and literally you either click and treat, click and treat, click and treat, till your dog associates the noise with the treat, or you use your word, which might be okay, treat, okay, treat, okay, treat, or whatever that word is that you choose, so that it could be yip, and it could be yes, it could be a weird word a weird sound it doesn't have to be a word at all. Anything that means to your dog that they can pair it with a food that they know that what they've just done, which associated with that noise, be that a click or be that a word, means that you're happy with them. And so that becomes what's called a secondary reinforcer. The food is the primary reinforcer. The secondary reinforcer is the clicker. And it means that you can slightly delay giving the treat. For example, in our trick this week, our click point is going to be when our dog is on the opposite side of the thing they're turning round. And so it's not necessarily convenient to give the treat then, but if you can click then, or if you can use a click word, then you can still reinforce what you're happy with. This week is also the first week that I'm going to ask you to pay for this service. And I am charging £7 a week. Now, the reason £7 a week is because that's £1 a day. And what I'm encouraging you to do is to train, if you possibly can, every day, but for no more probably than 10 minutes, unless you've got multiple dogs, in which case it does get a bit more time consuming. But by training every day, we can actually build on those skills. And when we're not training, our dogs are doing something called latent learning, which means they're thinking about what they've done before. And I'm not a person that recommends training with our dogs hungry, because I think they need to be able to think. And if you're hungry, then you can get hangry, and we don't want that. So actually, I like to train when my dogs aren't hungry, but therefore I use high value treats. So now on to the actual trick itself. The key thing with teaching a dog to turn is actually our body language. Our dogs are particularly good at following body language, and we don't realise it. So watch the first section particularly, and make sure that your arms, your legs, your shoulders are trying to do the manoeuvres that I'm explaining, and maybe even practice that first before you actually start with your dogs, because our movement is really key in this. Then I'm going to talk a little bit, about adding in cue words. So I don't add in a cue word until I've got the behaviour pretty much under a reliable cue, because otherwise the words can get paired with the wrong behaviour if your dog makes a mistake. So as another trainer used to say, and probably still does say, name it when you love it. Name it when that behaviour is secure. Okay, so Nebula I've chosen because she's actually not brilliant at going round things. She's an amazingly willing dog, but she's not a brilliant turner. So I'm going to use Nebula to demonstrate the mechanics of this trick. And the key thing about this trick is it's your body language. So you need to know which is your left hand, which is your right hand. So sometimes a challenge. So first of all, we've got a treat in our right hand, which Nebula knows about. Another treat in my right hand. I'm going to step forward with my right leg towards our object. I'm going to reach forward with my right hand, guide her round, and then reward her when she's gone round the cone. So right, 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 Right leg. Right. Naturally, on a one-sided trick, we do it on both sides. Good girl. So this time, left treat and left hand, left leg forwards, left hand, and we go round. Left leg forwards, left hand. Good girl, Neb. I've got Flux out now to talk about the mechanics of the trick as far as the dog's concerned. We're going to think about where the click point is. And the click point should be the moment the dog actually makes the turn, so it's on the opposite side of the obstacle you're going round to you. Okay, so, good girl. Good girl. And I'm going to cue this now because Flux's tight left turn is a twist. So, twist. Good girl. So she's turning left even though I'm using my right hand. So, twist. So one of the reasons I don't use the cue left because I'm using my right arm and it's complicated. So, twist. Twist. Good girl. Spin. So her turning tight right cue is spin. Spin. Good girl. Spin. Good girl. This way. Spin. Good girl. Good girl. And you can start to increase distance now. Pretty good at this. Twist. Good girl. Twist. Good girl. Flux. Spin. Good girl. Spin. Good girl. Clever girl. You clever? Yeah. If you've got a more experienced dog, you can increase distance significantly. Darwin. Twist. Good boy. Darwin. Spin. Good boy. Good lad. Good lad. Now for Siri, this is a really important skill because we compete at Hoopers and agility, but Hoopers, he turns around barrels all the time. So, Siri, twist. Good boy. Siri, spin. Siri, twist. Good boy. And he's got huge distance to do this. Twist. Good boy. Siri, spin. Good boy. Okay, I've got 2 cones here now. This really helps you with your training mechanics. So Siri is going to turn... Thank you very much, Siri. Siri's going to turn left there, which is a twist, and turn right here, which is a spin. And I'm just going to ask him, so Siri, twist, spin, twist, spin, twist, spin, twist, spin, twist, spin. He'll do this till his legs drop off. He loves going around things. You can start to get really clever if you want to now, and you can add in multi-dog tricks if you've got them. Seats. This is a bit difficult with Nifa because she's deaf now, so she can't hear me. Darwin, twist. Good dogs. So it makes it harder because I can't tell Nifa to sit. Darwin, spin. Good girl. Darwin, you sit. Sit. Darwin, twist. Good boy. Nifa, sit. Sit. Nifa, sit. Darwin, come. Darwin, spin. Good dogs. Good dogs. You don't have to have fancy cones or barrels though. You can use anything. It's a water container. Base, twist. Yeah. Spin. Yeah. Twist. Yes. Good boy. This is my camping chair. Base, twist. Good boy. Base. Spin. Good boy. Base. Twist. Yeah, good boy. Base. Spin. Yeah, good lad. So you can literally use anything.